The music stopped, and in that moment, the entire hall fell silent. Just seconds earlier, the billionaire had been laughing loudly, surrounded by people trying to impress him. But now he couldn't even meet my eyes. That night didn't just change him, it changed me too. My name is Lily Brooks. Most people in that room didn't know it. To them, I was just a waitress, someone invisible, someone replaceable, just a girl in a black and white uniform, quietly serving drinks and clearing tables. But I've lived a life they could never imagine. And that night, they finally saw a glimpse of it. I was working at one of the most luxurious hotels in downtown Chicago, the kind of place where everything shines: crystal chandeliers, polished marble floors, expensive suits, and even more expensive attitudes. The event that night was hosted by Victor Hale. Everyone knew him: rich, powerful, confident, and arrogant. People laughed at his jokes, agreed with everything he said, not because they respected him, but because they feared losing his approval. I had seen men like him before, men who believed money gave them power over everything, even people. The night was going like any other. I moved from table to table, keeping my head down, doing my job, smiling when needed, staying silent when required, until suddenly, his voice cut through the noise. "Why don't you entertain us?" I froze. I didn't even need to turn around to know he was talking to me. The room burst into laughter. To them, it was funny. To him, it was nothing. Just another joke. Another moment of control. For a second, I felt that familiar feeling, that tightness in my chest, that voice that says, "Stay quiet, walk away, don't make a scene." But then something inside me shifted. I turned around slowly and looked at him, really looked at him, and for the first time, I didn't feel small. Without saying a word, I untied my apron. The laughter didn't stop, but it changed. It softened, turned into curiosity. People leaned forward. They thought I was going to embarrass myself. They had no idea. The music started, and I walked to the center of the hall. My heart was beating fast, but not from fear, from truth. I began to dance. Not for them, not for him, for me. Every step I took carried something real. The nights I cried alone, the struggles no one saw, the strength I had to build without anyone's help. There were no fake smiles, no performance, just honesty, just power. And slowly the room changed. The laughter disappeared. The conversation stopped. I could feel their eyes on me, but it was different now. They weren't mocking me anymore. They were watching, listening, feeling. When I finally stopped, the silence was heavy. No one clapped, because they didn't know how, because something real had just happened, and they weren't used to that. I looked at Victor, and for the first time, he didn't look powerful. He looked lost. He stood up slowly, his confidence gone. He paused, struggling to find his words. I didn't expect this. Of course he didn't. People like him never do. Then he said something I'll never forget. I spoke without thinking, and now I understand something I didn't before. I didn't respond. I didn't need to, because this was never about proving anything to him. I walked back, picked up my apron, and left the hall, calm, quiet, whole. That night, I realized something important. Strength doesn't need to shout. It doesn't beg for attention. It doesn't come from money, power, or status. Real strength is knowing who you are, and refusing to let anyone make you feel less than that. And maybe, just maybe, that was the night a powerful man learned what real power actually looks like. Because they realized something important. True strength doesn't shout. It doesn't demand attention. It simply shows up and changes everything. Never underestimate someone based on their position or appearance. Real strength, dignity, and character are far more powerful than money or status. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, comment below where you're watching from, and subscribe to Moralist channel for more powerful life-changing stories, because sometimes one story can change the way you see the world.